Hi, my name is Giuseppe Zavaglia, and yeah, I feel pretty lucky about being in Chisan. I
Lucky?
guess, for my exchange. Yeah, absolutely.
Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we are gonna be friends, I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Oh, so you're an exchange student.
That's
This
right.
is your-
That is correct.
Okay, well, I guess we should just get into the interview. So tell me a little about yourself. Am I saying your name correctly?
It's Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. I want to
Yes.
say it correctly. This is a international venture. I don't want to Americanize names.
Americanized names.
Yeah, because I've met like German people. Like I've met a German girl. Her name is Haya, but she said you can just call me Freya. I was like, no,
Right.
I'm not gonna Americanize your name. I'm gonna call you how you were supposed to be called.
I understand. That's
So yeah,
that's respectful, I guess. Yeah, I mean it's funny because in Europe, we actually make we make fun of some
European names.
No, Americans actually.
Oh, really? Like the pronunciation.
I mean, I don't blame them because sometimes it's not easy. Germany, Italy, Spain,
Right.
not the easiest thing to pronounce, but it's Giuseppe.
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 Am I saying that correctly?
That is correct.
Say it one more time.
Giuseppe.
Oh, you got it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, so I guess we could get into it. Tell
Mhm.
me who you are and where you're from.
So, I'm Spanish. My mom's from Spain, but my dad's Italian.
Okay.
I was born in Spain, and that's where I lived my whole life. But I actually go to uni in the UK, in Glasgow, and this is my exchange here in HKU.
All right. So I don't really know much about Spain, surprisingly. I'm Filipino, so we have a little bit of history there, where Spanish conquered. the
Yeah,
Philippines.
not
I don't
so
take it
good.
I don't take it personally. Don't worry. That was how many years ago.
That's good. That's good.
What can you tell me about Spain? I know the capital of Spain is Barcelona, which now that I say it, I think that's the wrong pronunciation. It's
Well, it's
I want to get these pronunciations right.
yes. In Barcelona, you said it well, but that is not the capital, my friend.
Oh god.
That's all right. That's completely
I look
fine.
like an idiot.
Listen,
Oh,
man.
this is gonna get cut out.
If I
No, it's not.
if I had to name one city in the Philippines, I couldn't. So I guess
Alright.
I'm the more useless here.
No. But what's the capital of Spain? No, now what do you say? When you're gonna say it, I'm gonna be like, right, that was the capital.
Yeah, you probably will. I mean, it's a famous football team. I'm sure you can figure it out. No,
Can I have the first letter?
Real. You know the football team?
No, I don't know
I'm
much
giving you
about
a clue.
football.
Alright. It's Madrid. It's
Madrid is the
It's
capital of
Madrid.
Spain.
That's
Why did I
right.
think then what's Barcelona known for?
Just I guess kind of the center of Catalonia. It's very famous, very
Right,
touristy.
right.
A lot of people that go to Spain go to Barcelona.
Do you live near the capital of
No,
Madrid? In
no,
Madrid?
no. I actually live quite far, I would say. I live in the very south.
Very
of
south of Spain. Is that really different?
Yes. I mean, Spain is quite diverse, and from north to south, there's so many different subcultures.
Right.
Let's say so. Yeah, quite different. Quite different indeed.
So you mentioned earlier that you're an exchange. Is this your first time ever in Hong Kong?
It's my first time in Hong Kong. It's my first time in Asia.
Oh, how are you finding the place? Is it like was it a cultural sort of challenge? I don't really know. I always ask people on exchange like how are you finding Hong Kong as a city?
It was definitely a shock.
In
It
what
hasn't been a challenge, and mainly I think that is because people speak English here, and I think that's what's helped me get through it.
Oh, you were
'Cause-
coming in. You're expecting like no English at all.
I was definitely expecting a bit, especially with Hong Kong's
right.
history, and in part that's why I was like, okay, I would love to see Asia, but I want like a bit of a soft landing, let's say. And I'm like, okay, Hong Kong, they probably speak English, and they do, and I think it's been awesome so far. That's right.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying our city. You know, it's always you can open it. I should explain to the listeners that I forgot it.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe right here has a cold one and he's about to crack it open.
That's right. Have a listen.
Ah,
that
sounds
sound,
good,
man.
yeah.
This is never gonna get old. It'll never will. Can I? What do you think? What's your guys' favorite beer?
Yeah, what are you guys' favorite beer? I know none of you really comment, but please comment.
Please, I think Asahi is the king right here, right now. So,
is beer big in Spain? I know Spain is known for their I don't know if it's Spain specifically, but what's that drink called? It's like a very fruity.
Oh, sangria.
Sangria, or is that Spain specifically, or
that is pretty Spanish? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically.
Is that the main, like, everyone in Spain drinks that?
Like
how Mexico always drinks tequila.
Yeah. Well, it's so sangria is basically a mix of like red wine and soda and fruits. Right. It's a very summery drink. So people sit outside on a hot summer day, and what you do is you order a jug of sangria.
Right.
And it's very refreshing and gets the conversation going.
I can tell.
That's for sure.
Wait, I don't know why I thought Barcelona. Am I saying it right? Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that was the capital. What's Barcelona known for? It's they're known for their. What's that food called? Paella.
Paella, yes. Well, paella's from Valencia. Yes, that's from a different part.
I'm looking really dumb right now.
No,
Spain,
brother. Man, like I struggle to say thank you in Cantonese. I don't know cities in the Philippines. I don't know anything.
Right.
I guess we're both culturally
unaware.
stupid.
No, let's not use that word. Let's use the word unaware.
All right.
Stupid
is a strong word.
Yeah.
All right, unaware.
Right.
So, what's Barcelona known for? It's a great question, man.
Because when I think of Spain, that's the first place I think of Barcelona.
I guess the football team, man.
Right.
You know, Barcelona. You know, Messi was there for a number of years. That sort of stuff. It's also like a very liberal kind of party tourist city. So it's great to go and visit.
They're very free and open. Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
I've never been to Spain or as Europe, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to go to Spain, where would you recommend me to go? What's the places that I have to see before going?
I mean, listen, man. I know
Spain's a big country, but
I'm super biased about this stuff, right?
All right, that's fine.
It's where I live. Personally, I think is the most beautiful place in the world. So obviously, I'm going to tell you to go there.
South.
The south, yes. It's called La Costa del Sol.
La Costa del Sol.
That's right. That whole area, and more specifically, I live in Marbella. But Malaga is beautiful, which is very nearby.
Malaga.
So if you
go,
what
do you have in your sort of? Is it a town?
Yes, it's a town/city, like a big town,
right.
Say something like that. What's magical about that area, Costa del Sol, is that we are so close to Morocco.
Oh, okay.
At one point, near from where I live. You can swim across, so people swim.
Is that legal?
It's legal. I mean, I guess that's a good question actually. Right, that's a great question. I don't know what the technicalities are in terms of crossing borders, but what I do know is that people swim across for like sporting competitions or whatever. I think it's. I would drown personally, but it's 58 kilometers, I believe.
Okay, so it's not just like a short swim.
No.
It's fair enough.
I think you have to train a little bit for that.
I was about to ask you, have you swam across it? After you said 58 kilometers.
No, sir. I start sinking after 2 minutes in the water. So definitely not.
What I notice about Europe, and I think this is like a very good thing about European countries, is that a lot of people who are European or from European countries, they can speak multiple languages.
Yes,
and that's just usually due to the historical ties between the countries. But may I ask, what languages do you speak in Spain?
Yeah.
What languages do they speak?
Yeah. So in Spain, people speak Spanish, and now almost everyone speaks English.
Right.
Well, except the generation previous to us. Let's say their English is not that good.
Oh, there are some people who do not speak English.
Yes, some locals. But I think part of the reason why Europeans sometimes speak 2 or more languages, is because everything's just close, right? In my case, at least, my mom's Spanish and my dad's Italian, so naturally,
You know, speak.
I speak both. Yes,
Right.
yes, and then English you learn in school, and then that's how it goes.
Right. I'm sorry, but I should explain to the listeners that this is kind of unusual, as I usually record with my guests in either the mini theater or at one instance in the pool room, but I'm actually sitting here in Giuseppe's room.
That's right. Very intimate setting.
Right, and I notice you're a very, I want to say, systematic guy. You have a lot of things going on. You have, I want to explain to the listeners, is it okay if I explain?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I see a lot of notes hanging, sticked on your wall.
Yes.
I can't really make out what any of it is, but there's this one that's hanging right above us. It says, may I read it?
What does it say?
It's up there.
I
I don't know if this is personal or anything, but
No, that's okay. That's okay. Go
it says
ahead
all
and
I
read
need
it.
to do is 30 to 60 minutes of Shopify every day.
That's right.
Without
that's right.
interruptions.
Yes.
3 revisions for...
Oh, that's reviews.
each
So I need to
product.
write reviews for products.
Oh, is this for your job? What is this?
No, so I'm just I recently started drop shipping, and I don't know, man. It's so hard sometimes with things
Right.
to sit down every day and do a little bit every day. Like it's so
It's hard to concentrate.
it's not only that it's hard to concentrate when you're doing it. At least me personally, I think a lot of people struggle when you sit down to study and then you go for an hour straight without going on your phone or whatever. And it's also doing a little bit every day that I just find so hard, man, and it's just so tough to do. And that's what I'm trying to improve on. Basically, I have all these little writings where I need to do this every day and that every day, and to try and get better, essentially.
Well, I think it's difficult in your scenario because you're in a foreign country.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is I don't mean it in any like malice or bad way. I'm just saying that if I were in a foreign, like as an exchange student,
Uh-huh.
I don't really want to sit down in my room and
Uh-huh.
study. I kind of want to just go out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if
Yes.
you feel the same way, but like, well, I'm going to exchange next semester, and then
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to the U.S. on next year, Sem 2,
That's awesome.
and just the thought of just sitting in your room.
Mm.
I know it's required, and you have to study, you have to learn. It's a good thing, but sometimes you just want to get out there, you know?
Absolutely. I gotta say I've been doing that a bit too much, and that's perhaps why one of my courses is not going so well. But I think it's like you say, it's mandatory when you do exchange. Try to be outside as much as possible.
Right.
Enjoy it. This is just a little thing on the side that I kinda want to get going. So obviously it needs a bit of time, but I definitely agree with what you just said.
Right.
I mean, definitely make the most of it. Which part of the U.S. are you going to?
North, south, east. Sorry, I'll get East Coast. Maryland. It's close to Washington.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I've
really
never
cool.
been. I've never been to the West. I've only stayed in Asia for 21
Wow.
years of my life. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's really gonna be an experience. But I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. I'm sure.
Right.
I mean, I've got some friends in the U.S. and
Have you been to the U.S.?
I've never been. I'd love to. One day, I don't know when that's gonna happen, but yeah.
Also, can I explain this?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Explain it.
There is a giant poster. I don't know who it is, but there's a giant poster of
right.
some beautiful model.
That's right.
Is this a Hong Kong model? She's Asian.
So
From what I can.
So this is a funny story.
Yes, please explain.
I am known for doing stupid shit,
Right.
basically, especially when I have a few drinks, and
Mind explaining what's the story behind this?
Yes. So what usually happens is that some friends and I, we have a few drinks, we go out,
Right.
and on our way back, we take a little souvenir from the street.
This is on the street? Where on the
So
street?
this is what it looks like, at least, is a poster from some I don't know, fashion company.
Oh,
over
so
there.
you don't even know where it's from.
I'm not sure.
I thought-
I'm not sure.
When I first came into your room, I have to say, I have to be honest. When I first came to your room, I thought, well, first of all, you dress well. You look like a well-to-do guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have,
man.
you have
Thank
some
you.
style, and I see this poster of a model, so I thought like maybe he models or something.
Oh
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no, that couldn't be further
Or like you
from
look
the
up
truth.
to, or you like look up to fashion, or you study fashion.
No, no.
So that's
no,
my
no,
first
no.
impression when I
That is,
saw that poster. But I think your story's even better.
Yeah, that's the story, and yeah, there's a few things actually. I don't know if you've noticed the mirror.
Oh right.
That's
Oh yeah, there's no mirror supposedly there.
yeah,
Let
there
me
shouldn't
explain
be
to
a
the
mirror.
listeners. There's a mirror. Wait, is that the mirror that's hanging on your
No,
the cabinet?
no. That was another one of our heists.
Oh, is this a heist?
That's from the street.
Oh wow, man! Explaining the story behind this. How did you guys steal this?
I mean, man, the amount of stuff that's on the street just randomly.
A mirror.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why. And a lot of these stories are kind of blurry, but it was just sitting kind of next to near a building. I don't know if it counts as stealing when something's abandoned. I don't know. What's your opinion?
Well, let me explain to the listeners. This isn't a small mirror. This isn't like the size of a shoe. This is quite like it's like it's almost half of the door. Or maybe just half of the door of the door size. So it's quite a big mirror. So
it's a mirror. It's a mirror. Yes.
where was it? Because like I'm just imagining the ride home, whether it's the MTR or the train, like holding a mirror, walking around holding a mirror.
Dude, that was insane. It was 4 a.m. and this was on Halloween night. And so imagine just a group of us. Everybody's dressing as whatever they're dressing. I'm this policeman with like
You just supposed to police.
Ray-Ban sunglasses,
Right,
and we're waiting for the bus, man. And the bus comes, and I'm carrying this huge mirror.
You don't
into
even
the
remember
bus.
holding.
No, I do remember the
Okay.
face of the the bus driver. Sorry, when I got onto the bus
What
to
is-
tap my octopus. His face was like, "What the fuck are you doing with a mirror at 4 a.m. dressed as a policeman?"
You think it's part of your
drunk.
costume?
Yeah.
The narcissistic policeman.
Perhaps that was it added some depth to the,
Yeah, right.
to
You're
the
not just
character.
any policeman.
That's right, a very
You-
specific one.
Yeah, very specific policeman.
For sure.
Only Spanish policemen carry
Correct.
around mirrors in Spain.
That is correct. That is correct.
Also, I've noticed you have a lot of watches. It's hard to see from here, but when I walked in, you have a lot of watches.
Yeah.
Are you a watch fan? I don't really know much about.
I am a bit of a watch geek. I do collect. I wouldn't say. I don't know. Does 5 count as a collection?
That's more than. I only have one watch.
You only have one.
I'm not wearing it
Yeah.
right now, but it's a watch that my father gave me when I was 18.
Oh, that's cool. What is it?
it's
if I may
it's
ask?
an automatic one. I forgot.
That's a good start.
It's a.
With like
It's not.
automatics.
It's one of those like the band is metal.
All right, so it's on a bracelet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's Seiko. now
It's a
that I think-
Seiko.
Yeah,
All right. I
yeah.
love Seiko. I think they have some of the best watches for affordable prices. They make
Right.
great
Well,
watches.
I really like that because it's supposed to last until you die because it's one of the
Oh,
because
yeah.
you charge it through like
Of
that
course.
that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rotor powers
Yeah.
with the
And
movement of
apparently
your wrist.
It's a
Yeah.
tradition that, or I think it is, because my brother got one, and
Mhm.
that when you turn 18 in the family, you get a watch.
That's
like
really
that
cool.
kind of watch.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice, man. I love watches. I love. I mean, what you just explained.
Can you explain the fascination of watches to you? Help me understand.
It's
What got you into it?
yeah, it's a great question. And I've only been into watches like seriously for a year now. It actually happened in Hong Kong.
Oh.
Because there's a shop here near Chisun. I don't know if you're familiar with it. So there's this old man always just laying over the fence, the metal fence. He's just watching people pass by, and he has this like very old shop.
Is this walking down while you're walking down that giant hill?
It's immediately to the right when you leave Chisun.
There's a shop.
There's a little shop. It's illuminated. And they sell all kinds of stuff there. Like they sell beer.
Oh, I
they
think I know
sell-
what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's
okay.
immediately to the right.
Okay.
When you leave JSV3,
Okay.
and I don't know. I don't even know why I was there. I think one of my friends wanted to buy some beer. I don't know. and this old man, I don't know, he's 80. He has a bunch of just old watches sitting behind the glass, and one of them caught my eye.
May I see that watch?
Yes, of course.
I'll explain it to the listeners. Don't worry.
That's right.
You guys are.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's a cool looking watch.
This is it.
It's a Seiko, just like mine. It's an automatic Seiko, and I don't really know how to describe watches, but it's a metal. How do you call this kind of bracelet, and it tells you the day of the week and the day of the month on the right. And it's a Seiko 5. I don't know what that really stands for.
5 stands for
stainless steel.
So automatic, water resistant, 2, day and date, 3 and 4, and shock resistant, 5.
So is this the first watch that you bought?
That's the one
started
that kind of
it.
started it. Yeah, I mean, I bought it and I was like, okay, how does this actually work? You know, how does the watch power itself? How does the mechanism
Oh, so you literally had
function?
no...
I had no idea,
clue.
man. I had no idea.
So you were just attracted to it when you first saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I'm like, this thing's beautiful. I want to watch. I'm gonna buy it, and I bought it. And I started to get curious just how the whole thing actually functioned. And next thing I know, my whole feed on YouTube is just watches, man. And then I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of how it started.
I think that's cool. I think it's an interesting interest. It's a nice interest. So how does it work? Like, so this is it's an automatic. So is it true that it's supposed to last until you die, like until you stop charging it?
Yes, I mean, if you treat it right, it should, right? I mean, so I like to think of the movement. That's what the thing inside is called. You call it movement or a caliber. That's just the mechanism inside, and movements have to be serviced. So it's kind of like a car engine in a way. Like if you treat it well and you service it when you have to, then it will last forever. You know, these things, they have to be cleaned, lubricated, essentially looked after. And if you do those things,
you do maintenance on them, like good maintenance.
Yes, I mean,
I don't.
no, personally, not on this one. I haven't done any maintenance on this one. This one, it runs perfectly fine, right?
Right.
So I guess if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right.
You know, if it starts to lose time one day, then I'll take a look at it. But
is this your favorite?
Is it my favorite
in your collection right now?
I'm
sure it has a lot of sentimental value, being the first one that started.
It definitely does. I really love it for as kind of like just a daily beater kind of thing. I mean, this looks good with anything. It's for the listener, it's like a gray black dial, very simple. Yeah, you can just throw it on with anything, really. I don't know if it's my favorite. Take a look at this. This is cool.
Oh, showing me his watch collection.
That's right. So this one here in particular.
I love the green. It's very cool. What does it say? What brand is Zwan?
So
it's Chinese.
This is a Chinese watch.
Where'd you get it?
But
Ali, story.
You can get these on you can get these on AliExpress.
Okay.
So this watch has a very, very interesting story.
It's not working, or I don't know.
So this is because it's out of power right now.
Okay.
So this is what's called a chronograph.
Chronograph. Oh,
right?
that.
Yeah.
Right, my watch has that.
So it's a chronograph. Is essentially has a stopwatch built into it, so you can time, I don't know, events, right? And chronographs were used at the beginning of the 60s for pilots, right? Because they have to know how much time they're in the air.
Oh, so chronographs are made specifically for air
yes,
pilots.
Yes, for people who are doing something and they need to know how much time they are doing the activity for, right? So in the 60s, right, when
so it was used a lot in World War, right?
Yes, chronographs were for pilots. I mean, chronographs and watches in general. Aviation had a lot to do with them, but so this watch, the movement that you see there is actually Swiss. So in of course, at the end of the 60s, a Swiss brand, they wanted to produce some new watches. So they wanted to sell the rights and the machinery to this watch. They went to the Russians.
They sold the rights.
That's
why
right.
Everything is called Swiss.
That's right.
Oh, it's under trademark.
Exactly. So it's what Mao's military bought the rights and the machinery to the movement. So it's technically a Swiss movement that's produced in China.
What? That is so cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty cool. And that watch was made for the Chinese pilots at the end of the 60s.
It's 1963. It says 1963 on.
Yeah, that's when it was
What?
released.
Where did you get this? This is awesome. I would
Those
love
that this is a
AliExpress.
yeah, it's a reissue. So
okay.
they made it. This is not a vintage watch. This is new.
It's not really used
Exactly.
during World War, but
Yeah, no,
It's-
this is
it's-
a tribute. Let's
it's
say
a tribute, right?
Yeah,
I still think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had a watch like this would probably be my favorite watch as well.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Oh, sorry. But I can't tell you like how many times that because I only wear the same watch. But it's
Mhm.
like I don't know about you if you get compliments on your watch. I'm sure you do, but getting
Sometimes.
getting compliments from your watch is like different from getting compliments of like how you dress or how you look. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just like because you really have to look at it
Hmm.
on your wrist, and someone has to really pay attention to.
I let me tell you the truth, man. I don't get many compliments.
Really?
For watches. No, because
I'm sure you do. Like, especially if you hang out with your friends and you keep changing your watch, I'm sure they'll notice
yeah,
eventually.
of course. Perhaps my friends, the people I see a lot, but it's not something that happens. I don't know. Doesn't happen a lot. I guess somebody kind of has to know what they're looking at. Like, oh man, that's cool, you know.
Right.
For them to say something about it. But I give compliments to people, you know.
Right.
When I see a cool watch, I'm like, man,
Right.
that's cool. I'm like, yo, is that whatever it is?
Right.
And that's super cool, man. They're like, thanks, man.
I can't tell you how many times the ladies have complimented my watch.
Oh, is that
just
so?
the watch. Just the watch.
Just the
When they see my
watch.
face, they're like, "Get out!" Just the watch. I just want to say that.
I mean, that's fair enough, man. That's fair enough. Ay, ay,
All right. Well, you're a very interesting fellow. I guess
Thank
we can
you,
move on
thank
to
you.
the. That was a lot we covered
Yo,
in the
yeah.
first of questions. I guess we can move on to the third one,
Let's go for it.
which is where are you going from here? Are you leaving Hong Kong on your? Is this your last year of exchange? I don't know how it works.
Yes. So I've done a full year now, and now I'm going back to Glasgow for my final year of uni. Of course, I'm gonna stay in Spain in the summer. Nobody's gonna drag me to the UK. That's not gonna happen. If I don't have to be there, I will not be
Right.
there. That's for sure.
You'd rather be home.
Of course. So yeah, one more year of university, and after that, man, I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever.
Oh, you're like me, where you're just going with the wind.
I mean,
You're going where the wind takes you.
I think we are part of a large group of people
Right.
that I don't know. Perhaps they don't know what they're doing yet.
Right. I mean, I find it amazing, but it's also like hard to believe. But I'm sure they haven't figured out. But it's kind of hard to believe that people know exactly what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
like how they planned like from where they are now to like going to their grave or something.
Right.
Like it's impressive because it shows that they put a lot of thought into it and
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
willing to put in the work to reach where they want to be. But I don't know. It just seems like to plan that much and to expect for you to be somewhere. It's not my thing. I'll say that it's not my thing.
Listen, man. I was the opposite for a long time. I'm like, okay, everything has to be planned to perfection. Everything has to be like this, like that. And I don't know. What I found is that it just creates some unnecessary anxiety at times.
Right.
And like one of my good friends that I met here in Hong Kong says, shout out to Salim, by the way, figuring shit out is part of the fun, I guess. If everything was figured out when you're 20, like, well, what else is there to do? Like, well, you're done. You have, what,
Right.
60 more years?
Right.
And then what?
Right.
So, yeah, I guess it's part of the fun.
I think that's really great what he said. Also, the part of the fun of like not knowing or like having nothing prepared is that you can realistically never be disappointed because you're not expecting anything. So if there's no expectations, then you can never be disappointed.
I am a huge proponent of that. Expectations basically set happiness.
Right.
It's based on what you expect. You
Right.
expect a lot, then anything is going to be underwhelming.
Right.
And the opposite applies.
Right.
So, for sure.
So even with that all said, what are you planning to do as a career?
Right.
What are you studying? I actually haven't asked that. I don't think.
Yeah, so I'm studying psychology.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a psych.
That's right.
Okay, I'll be honest. I always get a little bit skeptical talking to people who study psychology.
Okay.
Because every time I talk to them, it kind of feels like, or when I figure out that they're studying psychology, I always feel like they're always, psychoanalyzing the conversations. I know you're all not like that, but sometimes it does feel that way.
I gotta say, and I'm sure a lot of people who study psychology probably have noticed that in themselves, that you kind of do see things differently, and sometimes consciously you are trying to figure out, okay, when he said that, like maybe that's because of this other thing, and you can start inferring things about a person.
Right.
But I can definitely not read anybody's mind. I am not an analyst, so probably whatever I think about is wrong. so yeah, I would not be intimidated if I was you. That's for sure.
I think that's a great word to put out for all the psychologists out there, that I can't read your mind. Right.
Man, the amount of times I don't know, it's like the go-to kind of punchline when, I don't know, you make like small talk with someone, and you both had some drinks, and what do you study? I study psychology. Can you read my mind?
They say that?
I've heard that so
Can
many
you read my
times.
mind?
I've heard it
Are you
so
a
many
psychic?
times. Please, if you study psychology and that's happened to you, please write it down in the comments. 'Cause it's
Right.
very awkward when it happens, at least for us. I don't know.
Right. But is this something that you sort of a direction you want to go down to in the future?
Psychology?
Yeah.
Perhaps. I never thought that I wanted to go into what is it called when you're a psychologist,
Right.
a therapist, right?
Right.
I never really wanted to be a therapist, but psychology is so it's a huge subject, right? And there's so many things that you can do that potentially I might see myself. I think neuroscience is super interesting. There's a lot of research on, drugs and stuff like that. That for the last 2 decades has been a no-no, and now they are kind of approving for the research to move on with that stuff. I find really interesting. So maybe one day.
I think you'd be a great psychologist. You're
You
a
think so?
pretty easy, affable man.
Thank you,
Very
man.
easy to talk to, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
I don't know, like your interest with like how things work, like how watches work. I
Hmm.
think it's hard to see it now, but I think it does help. With,
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be curious.
Right, definitely.
Whenever I learn new stuff, by the way, I wish I felt the same way about uni.
Right.
I can learn and go super deep into anything, like the most stupid stuff, except studying. Like the other day, somebody gave me a calculator, a Casio calculator, like I borrowed it, and I was like, okay, this must be fake. And I started looking.
That was your first reaction when you saw this. What sites?
Dude, I started looking at
This must be
guides
fake.
on the internet how to spot a fake Casio calculator. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
What was okay? Let me try to understand this. You saw you borrowed a calculator from your
Yes.
friend. You saw it's a Casio branded calculator.
Yes.
So what made you think? Like what details were screaming? This is not a genuine Casio calculator.
Something was off, right? There's something was off. The buttons, the clickiness, it was strange, man. Like the letters were a bit smushed. I'm like, something's gotta be wrong. This is fake. And I started.
So what did you find? What did you find in your research?
Sadly, the research was inconclusive, as they
Right.
say in psychology. But so yeah, that's 30 minutes of my life, pretty much wasted. I would
Right,
say,
right.
because that's not gonna get me anywhere, is it?
I don't think it's wasted totally.
I mean, spotting fake calculators.
At least now you have some information on how to spot fake calculators.
That's really
so if you
useful.
ever get into the interest of collecting calculators, when
Of
you
course.
eventually or somehow get bored of watches, you can
Aspect
tell
of-
if
that's
someone's
right.
ripping you off if they're selling a fake
I
calculator.
think I'm gonna mention this when I apply for internships. Actually, I'm like, I know how to spot. I'm gonna put it in my LinkedIn as a skill.
Yeah, I can spot fake calculators. That's a great
right.
selling point, right?
That's right. That's right.
No, but you're interested in a lot of, it seems, technology. That's kind of the pattern here with watches and.
Yeah, I would say it's mechanical stuff. I watches really interest me, cars as well, and the mechanics especially of how an engine works and all that stuff. That's potentially another path that I see myself
Right.
going down. Is just automobiles, classic stuff. I'm really into that. So yeah, mechanical stuff, and I'm just curious about the way things work
Right.
sometimes.
I can relate to what you said about having an interest with stuff that's completely not related to university. I'm actually reading a book about the importance of airplanes during World War II.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then it said in the book that one of the greatest technological advances of like the 19th or like the 20th century or the early 20th century was vaccines or drugs to prevent childhood diseases, good stable fertilizer to prevent famine and like bad crops.
Absolutely.
And then up there in the top 5 was a bomb site.
A bomb site.
And what a bomb site is basically is a machine that allows you to accurately drop a bomb from the sky from point A to point B.
Right.
Because
yeah, a bomb site.
it's a very complicated machine, but it was very essential in World War II because what people learned from World War One because it was such a devastating event was like, okay, if we fight on the ground, there's a lot of casualties, but what if we bring the battle to the air?
Of course.
Then it would probably be less. Also, if we could just bomb the guy's base and it's kind of over.
Then it's much easier, right?
Yeah, the battle is over. But as we saw from World War II, like the number of deaths, that's obviously not what it ended up with. There's more people died in World War II than World War One. But I'm not finished with the book yet, but that's what the book said.
That is really interesting, man.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, in World War One, like a bomber was simply like a plane, and somebody just like threw grenades from it, and we went from that to like I think it was the B-58. I don't know, like those massive American that had just like tons and tons of bombs in them.
Yeah.
But that's super interesting. You like history? Is that something you're into?
Yeah, I'm actually really interested in history. I don't know why, but I just have the need to know of like what happened. I just need to know what happened.
Fuck, man.
Like,
I did history for my A levels actually, and definitely my favorite subject out of the 3 that I took.
Even though it's like stuff, I don't know. There's always something that you could learn. There's like always a takeaway.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
history does repeat itself.
That is true.
In some ways or another.
That is true. I don't know what the saying. I don't know how it goes, but those who don't study history are condemned
Are
to
history.
repeat it. What?
Those who don't study history are history.
Okay, that's a new one I hadn't heard about. That's a good one too.
It's part of my book. I'm
Alright.
writing a book. It's about history for idiots.
That's a cool title, man.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool title.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
so you do podcasts and you write books.
No, I'm just joking. I don't write a book.
I actually I totally believed it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the beer.
It's the beer.
I'm more impressionable now. Maybe, am I drunk? No, I hope not.
Are you a beer guy? I'm not a beer guy myself.
Oh.
I can't handle the what's that? The carbon?
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
gas.
I don't like sodas.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that's fizzy.
Fair
I'm not
enough.
good with it, yeah.
I mean, sadly, I am a beer guy. Maybe a bit too much of a beer guy. Sometimes.
Yeah, just swigging away.
I just hope it's not an issue, man. I keep
No,
telling.
it's fine.
I keep telling myself that it's not an issue. It's not an issue. I don't have a problem. I hope that is the case.
So I don't really know much, but like when I think of psychologists, is it always like therapy? A therapist? I'm sure there are other fields.
No. So people are gonna roast me. Like people who actually know psychology. So to my understanding, they don't.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe they will. So to my understanding, you can usually take 1 or 2 paths, and the biggest one is research, and then there's therapy, right? So research, you're a researcher and you investigate.
Right.
You do experiments on stuff. How does this medication affect depression? How do green spaces interact with mental health in students, right? And basically, you conduct research as a psychologist to try and know things and hopefully make the world a better place. Okay, if there's more green spaces in uni, then mental health improves. Let's put more green spaces. That's the idea
Okay.
of a researcher, basically.
That's interesting. I didn't know I don't know much about psychology, but that's a good thing to know that is a field
Yes.
that can be possible.
And then within research, you have all of the fields, right? Whether it is developmental psychology, so, okay, how do we make sure that kids grow up well, right? So, well, kids need to play, and at the age of, I don't know what age, they should be able to speak, and if they don't, then they need help, whatever. You know, trying to make sure that education is better and that kids grow up
Right.
like they should.
Right. Is this? I guess this is sort of a pattern, but you would like to know how things work, not only in like a mechanical sense, but also like how people behave. The behavioral sense, like how
yeah.
people work.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say so. It's really interesting.
Right. I think you're an interesting fellow. I'd say that.
Thank you very much. I
Now-
really appreciate that.
Right. So I guess we could move on to the final question, which is, what have you learned?
In what exactly?
Well, it's actually up to interpretation. I just thought, because it's just 4 questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the last question, I thought it's a nice thing to sort of end it off with, like, anything that you've learned. But I guess we touched a lot. Like, I've
Mhm.
learned, well, I don't know
Mhm.
about listeners, but I've learned a lot.
All right.
A lot.
That's good.
About, yeah.
What have I learned? The more I learn, I feel like the less I know. I guess
Oh.
that's what I've learned. I guess I've learned that I don't know shit.
Right.
That's what I've learned.
I think that's such a, I don't know, I thought that was such a good phrase. Like what you said, it's very profound. The more you learn, it's like, the more sort of lost you become.
I wouldn't
You think
say
it's the opposite.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say you become lost, perhaps, but you start realizing how much you actually don't know about the world, about people, about your biases and your misconceptions, whether it is
Right.
about a certain country or certain
Right.
people in that country,
Right,
or
like the capital of Spain.
like the capital
I
of
just
Spain.
offended all the Spanish
No.
listeners.
No,
All 2
you
of them.
didn't. You didn't. It's okay, man. I probably offended all the Filipino people. I'm really sorry, guys. Please teach me some stuff. I'm useless. I'm just dumb European.
Nah, don't say that. We use the word unaware here. We don't use that word. Yeah.
Unaware. All right. We're using the terminology.
Right.
Fair enough.
Well, do you have a question for me? I guess. Is there any?
Yeah. I mean, I was really curious. What pushed you to start the podcast?
I noticed I really like talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really like to engage with them. Like,
It's fun.
especially, I guess one thing was I really liked the conversation about the watch we had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like just seeing like sort of these very niche and like, I wouldn't say odd, but like very specific interests
Right.
that people have, because I think everyone has their own specific interests, right?
Absolutely.
That like you'd be like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. Like you could really go deep into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I love learning that about people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think generally just people are nice.
Right.
Right. They're very, we're social. We're like, it's just part of nature. We're social. We like to talk.
Yeah, man, I agree. People are nice. You just need to talk to them sometimes.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah.
But everybody's nice. I do believe that.
Yeah.
That's cool. You like any podcasts in particular, like that you watch?
I was hoping no one would ask this, because now that I haven't mentioned it, okay, I'll be honest. I
1, 2, 3, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yes, Joe Rogan,
Oh,
Joe Rogan
yes.
experience. No. I'll just say it. Whatever. I don't care being honest. There's Conan. I don't know if you know Conan O'Brien.
I've
He's a
definitely
talk
heard
show
it.
host.
I've definitely
one
heard
of-
it.
He was a late night show, but he now has a podcast.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm reluctant to say this podcast is, oh god, I'm gonna probably gonna like get sued for copyright or whatever.
No.
If you listen to any episode, the sort of not really the format, but the layout with the theme song
Mm-hmm.
is just him. It's copied directly from
Right.
Yeah, he starts off the episode asking, like hi, like every guest goes, hi, my name is
Okay.
blank, and I feel blank about being, in his case, Conan O'Brien's friend.
Right.
So, but I just changed the word where it's like, hi, my name is blank, and I
Okay.
feel blank about being in Chiefs.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's
Sorry, but I forgot what you answered. You said you feel pretty lucky
Yeah,
about being
yeah,
Chiso.
that's right. That's right. A
I
lot
don't
of
think
awesome
you-
people.
I don't. Can you elaborate on that? Because I don't think any. Most people here say they feel great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Lucky, that's pretty like.
Yeah, I mean, what I have noticed is that, well, first of all, it's tough to get in. I've heard of exchange students that applied and didn't get in, and then what I've noticed is that they really do seem to they walk the talk. Like they say they want a special community of people who are involved, and that's what I see. Right, I see people getting involved, people like doing stuff.
Right.
There's really nobody that just hides in the room and that nobody knows. That is not a thing in this place.
Right.
They're always getting involved in stuff. Coming out, talking, and that's why I feel lucky, man. I think it's probably the best place that I could have stayed for my exchange year.
Right. Well, I'm really glad that you enjoyed your time here, and also especially your time in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna visit
Oh,
visit Hong Kong in the near future?
I'd love to come back. Who knows what the future has in store, but
Right.
it's definitely on my plans.
Right. Of time.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a pleasure talking to you,
Right.
Giuseppe.
I'm happy to be here, man. That
Right.
was awesome.
And hopefully that we could, I don't know. I think you're a really cool guy, and
Thanks,
you
man.
think-
You too.
yeah.
Honestly, this was
And
a
to be
good
honest,
chat.
you are the first guy on guest.
Oh,
on the
is that
show.
so? Is that
yeah,
so?
it's recently it's only been girls. I don't know why.
Okay.
Which is such a weird thing, because when I first started the podcast, my kind of worry was only guys would join.
Mm-hmm. And it was
Like-
the opposite.
And it was the complete opposite. I have no idea what was going on.
Interesting. Interesting.
Guys, please, I need diversity here. It's not just a women empower podcast. All right, we need some bros
Equality.
here.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
thanks again for
Man.
scanning the QR code, I guess.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
thanks for offering this. This has been really cool.
Right. Well, thanks again, and I wish you all the best down the
All right.
road.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right. I can't remember if I started off with a G chord or a C chord. Either way. Hello, it's me, Brian Miguel Chang, the host, the great host of the podcast Chi Chums, and I'd just like to thank Giuseppe for being the first male guest. Wow, would you look at that? It's quite interesting. Today is Monday, May 8th. A moth flew by right past my face. Today is Monday, May 8th, 8:28 p.m. And I actually saw Giuseppe. I'm assuming he's leaving Hong Kong. I saw him on the, what is that? Like the ground floor? Like, not the fourth floor, the ground floor. Yeah, the ground floor where you wait for the taxi. A taxi was there, and he was with his luggages, saying goodbye to his friends, everyone here in Chisan, or I guess in Jockey Club in general, or I guess just people from HKU. I don't know. They could be outside of Jockey Club, and they could have just came up the hill. Anyway. I don't know where he's going. He might be going back to Spain. Back to where he's from. Hold on, I know. It's south of the coast of the south. Cos del Sur. Costa del Sur? Costa del Sur. I think that's where he said he was from. Costa del Sur, coast of the south. I'm not Googling right now. Oh shit. Costa del Sur? Costa del Sur. Yeah, that's right. Costa del Sur. Or Costa del Sol. I don't know. Filipino, we say del Sur. Maybe Spanish, the proper way it's Sur. Del Sur. Costa del Sur. Anyway. Thank you again, Giuseppe, for being the guest. I wish you all the well back in Spain. I'd love to visit. I'd love to come to where you live. Not in a creepy way, but in a touristy way with a visa. I remember from ever since our conversation that the capital of Spain is Madrid. I'll never get that wrong again. It's not. Can't believe I said Barcelona. It's not Barcelona. It's a whole different thing. Anyway, I don't know how you guys are doing with exams or papers or whatever the frick you guys do during May. I only have one paper left. Thank you for asking. I only have one paper left, due in 2 weeks from now. How great. Also, I wanted to share this with everyone of my listeners. That's right, all 3 of you. I recently bought what is this called? An instrument, a musical instrument, or a harmonica. I don't know if anyone knows what a harmonica is, but I saw it, and I just remembered as a child, I used to have, I think it was a real harmonica, because I asked my mom about it, if she knew anything about my harmonica I had when I was a child, and she said it was my aunt's, who apparently knows how to play a lot of instruments. She knows to play the piano, trombone, harmonica was one of them, and she could play it professionally, from what I've heard. So I'm guessing it's real. Anyway, I'll give it a blow. That sounds a little bit indecent, but I'll give it a blow. See what you guys think. I can only play one song this currently because I just picked it up. If you know what the song is, it's not really the tune, it's more of like the lyrics. Like if you were to sing it, that's how it sounds. I don't know proper music terminology, but that's how I describe it. Anyway, here it goes. I forgot the rest, but the whole song just goes like that. Anyway, if you know that song, here, I'll even add the guitar version of it, like the proper guitar version of it, to help you guys figure out what song I'm playing. Oh shit. I can't play guitar, I'm sad. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I've been rambling on for quite a while in this episode. Hope you guys are having a good, what is it? Holiday? Holiday hasn't started though, technically. Hope you guys are having a good day, good week. And, see you guys on next week. I don't know. I already have, a couple of episodes recorded. I'm just really lazy in editing them. But they're all very good. I just want to say that. I don't want to discredit any of the future, I was going to say contestants, guests. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Goodbye. Thank you. Good night. I love you.